What is sleep deprivation? Sleep deprivation is a condition caused by a lack of sufficient sleep. Lack of sleep can be chronic, as in a long-term condition. It can also be acute, as in a short-term condition. Here's an example of chronic sleep deprivation. Insomnia, a sleeping disorder, is characterized by a difficulty falling and/or staying asleep. A 2007 survey found that only 8% of high school students reported as getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep in total. And keep in mind, the number of students who actually receive the recommended 7 to 9 hours of restful sleep is likely even lower. Here's an example of acute sleep deprivation. Staying up late the night before a test to cram, but otherwise sleeping at 10 p.m. regularly. What are the effects of sleep deprivation? Lack of sleep hurts the brain. In the parietal lobe, information is processed slower and problem-solving skills decline. The neocortex, you'll have difficulty learning new material. The frontal lobe, you'll have difficulty focusing and your creativity will decline. The prefrontal lobe, your vision will worsen, and temporal lobe, your speech will become slurred. However, these effects have become less noticeable in newer generations according to surveys. This may be the result of such generations being conditioned to life with few hours of restful sleep. What happens if I remain awake for 24 hours? The consequences of sleep deprivation at 24 hours is comparable to the cognitive impairment of someone with a blood alcohol content of 0.10%. This is on top of the increasing physical exhaustion you will experience as time goes on. What happens if I remain awake for 36 hours? Here, your health begins to be at risk. High levels of inflammatory markers are in the bloodstream, which can eventually lead to cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure. Additionally, hormones are affected. Your emotions can be all over the place. What happens if I remain awake for 48 hours? After 2 days of no sleep, the body begins to experience microsleeps. Microsleeps are the body's way of compensating for sleep loss. The body shuts down, ranging from half a second to half a minute. What happens if I remain awake for 72 hours? After 3 days of no sleep, you'll begin to experience severe drops in your ability to concentrate, form memories, reason, and other cognitive processes. Your homeostasis will be negatively impacted, your mind will be prone to hallucinations, and microsleeps will be more common than ever. Can you die from sleep deprivation? There is currently no evidence that a person can die as a result of lack of sleep alone. However, an experiment was performed that resulted in the death of rats after 32 days of total sleep deprivation. In conclusion, restful sleep is essential to maintaining homeostasis. Clearly, there are many problems that accompany sleep deprivation.